Let's go!
This team and Bungie in general is all about collaboration. Testers, designers, effects artists, animation, all these sources of input from everywhere coming together, and like that was magic for me.
Becoming legend. Shaping the magic.
The weapons do look really nice.
This final shape.
Ooh, are we going to talk
a little
about
like a love
weapons? Yeah, let's see
At
it.
times. We really thought about bringing that forward to the weapons. Like Kvovstov, it's the first gun you get. There has to be the narrative bookends of the first gun I got in the game. It's here in the Pale Heart. It's like
Makes
this old
sense.
friend returned. How do you make this thing really good and really powerful without making it not what it is?
I like her. She's a vibe. Like the last time that she was on these, and she was talking about the tessellation and all of that. Like, yeah, the weapons team, they're cooking, man. Like, Dragon's Breath is insanely good. It is so damn good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to these weapons, man. I really am.
And that was really challenging. What we ended up deciding on is it is about your skill. Oh, it's all in the wrist a little. Like, it's gonna bounce several times down this line of guys. You're just really good at bouncing this bullet. It's fate, almost. This thing's dope.
Help!
Yeah. And
Holy crap! Did you see that? Whoa! That ricochet is insane!
Bouncing
Yeah,
this bullet.
that's what they showed me before.
This thing's dope.
Help!
Yeah. And
Oh my god! Okay, it's doing 80 damage. So now we know the number. Because we had we had the other trailer. True. They could always change it. Weapons can always be changed. They're nerfing and changing stuff all the time, but that
they showed this off in the Kvovstov preview as well.
They did, but it was a cinematic though, you know, where they could always dramatize it by different shots and angles and stuff.
No, that's but this is the same thing. Yeah.
No, but this is like we're actually seeing how it ricochets, and that looks wild.
you're just really good at bouncing this bullet. It's fate, almost. This thing's dope.
Help!
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
we
god,
put in
that's
the number
so
7
cool.
in as many places as we could. So it bounces 7 times. It's got a bunch of 7s in its stat.
That's
You get
wild.
7 bouncy bullets when you pick up an Orb of Power. Bungie has a long legacy of loving the number 7, and this felt like the right place for it. Cade has this iconic hand cannon that in a lot of ways has become a symbol. We took Ace of Spades and we went, where's the rest of the deck of cards? We had this really cool opportunity to theme all the Pale Heart weapons after different suits.
It has this two-tone feel to it. The opposite side of the gun is the inverse of that idea. They look freaking awesome. It also has like these fantasies of characters that have influenced Cade. These guns are part of his past.
We wanted something that you can't do with any of your other weapons, and we came up with, no hesitation, it shoots these harmonic bullets that if you're targeting an enemy, it'll hurt them and burn them, but if you're shooting an ally, it'll heal them.
That looks awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Okay.
We had to build a lot of the...
That's the first-person gameplay we're seeing of that. We've only seen it in trailers. I'm looking forward to that one because I really like the rocket sidearm. I love it. I love that thing.
That one's an example.
Yeah.
But the other ones could do other things.
Oh man, the weapons team has been cooking for a long time now, man. Like they really cooked with Tessellation and Necrochasm. Like I love Necrochasm, man. I love it so much. The way it just does that. Now the new Outbreak is awesome. Whisper's looking pretty good, even though those are older ones, but with like slightly new reworks with the crafting. But man, I'm looking forward to these healing auto rifles, man. That's gonna be so useful in like day 1 raids. Oh god, that's gonna be like, that's gonna come in clutch so hard, especially if it's an unlimited primary. Yeah. Oh yeah.
language. And with the new cool little Guardian health bars, you can see that. The healing effect on it is very strong. For a while, we were calling it the Just Don't Die gun. It has its own little energy bar, like the glaive does. And that energy bar is charged by any damage whatsoever.
Good. I like it.
It's like, we know what we did.
So I can shoot my allies like in Helldivers, and it will work.
Yeah.
Since you are returning to the
new
Traveler,
supers,
we wanted to focus on bringing new supers to the light subclasses.
For Song of Flame, we wanted to plus up Radiance from Destiny 1 and have it be combat focused.
If you remember Radiance from Deep,
I think we're sleeping on this one. Everyone keeps making fun of the Warlock one, but I think it's going to be a DPS powerhouse merged with Dragon's Breath. Watch. Anything Scorch, this thing is going to be a Scorch King. Like current Dawnblade with the that helmet. What's the helmet? Dawn Chorus? Or what's the helmet called, Nova? The one that you apply Scorch with Dawnblade?
Oh, the Dawn Chorus, yeah.
Yeah, Dawn Chorus. Yeah, it's going to be like that. This is going, because that combined with Dragon's Breath goes very hard. That's how I solo Flawless Heffend and the dungeon. But this with Dragon's Breath, just on its own, not to mention, you remember the trailer? Remember that little trailer they did of the 3 supers, just the gameplay? It lasts for a long ass time. He throws like 10 grenades. And we don't know how much Scorch each of those does. This is going to be like Sunbracers, or like that other one. The other one where, remember in day 1 Root when you were throwing the nades on Nezarec? What's that armor piece called? The one they nerfed. It's going to be just like that, but as a super. And I'm all for it. We're still going to use Well, because Well is a healing super. We need healing, especially in raids. So no matter what they do to Well, it will always be used. But this, I'm looking forward to. This super, I think, is going to cook, and I think it's going to be a Scorch and Ignition King. Just watch.
D1 has fire wings. We kind of ate that visual space.
I like how the grenade looks,
where
too.
you've got these like awesome flame wings. In a split second, if a player sees a character solar with wings, they're going to see that it's Dawnblade. We had to come up with something different.
Zach, our VFX artist, came up with the idea of this halo around you, like a medieval painting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Is a one-off super that also...
How much damage does that do? Hold on, let me see what the impact is.
Twilight Arsenal.
63,000 plus 256 probably from the Devour. Oh, Starfire. Yeah, that's the one, Noah. The new Warlock super is going to be Starfire. All right, I mentioned this in a previous video. It was a long-ass video, so I'm going to say it again really quick here. This super should be buffed very high on the impact. I think that axe throw should do 100,000, because people will bring that into stuff like Oryx. Because they will bring it into boss fights. And I say leave the axes themselves as it is. Those are meant for ads, not bosses. Those are supposed to be weak. But the initial throw, I think, should be at least like 90,000, not 63. Because I think it should be a DPS. Titans need a long-range super. And so we finally have it. It's a good idea to make it strong for DPS, in my opinion.
Arsenal is a one-off super that also creates these axes. Coming up with...
Yeah, I saw that too.
What is that? A one-off super.
That's 88,000 after that. And then there's the crit numbers.
How did he throw that? He picked it up and threw... I didn't know you could throw it after picking it up. Damn. Okay, maybe that might actually change things. So it looks like you can throw it 6 times if you're doing it solo. Damn. So you can pick... So I thought you only picked them up and swung them. Like, shoot, 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 shoot. I thought that was it.
You can probably swing them, but there's also that heavy attack as well.
You can, but I thought that was it. I thought that's all you could do. It looks like you could throw it again. Okay, that changes things, actually. So what's the total, then? Let's see.
Twilight Arsenal.
63,000 impact and 256 probably from the Devour. Oh, the 88,000, right? Where's the 88,000?
140. That's probably another explosion.
Twilight Arsenal.
So that's like 150,000-ish right there.
This might be a DPS king.
It's a one-off super that also...
Damn, did you see the health bar there? Okay,
so, that was about 230,000 estimate.
I stand corrected. This actually looks like it's going to cook, DPS-wise. Titans, we finally have our long-range super. Yes, this is going to be so good for bosses like Heffend, like Oryx, like Kel Echo, where they're just so far away. All we've ever had is just putting down bubbles or, like thunder crashing to the boss. I mean, I guess with like the Kel Echo you can do that, but you know what I mean? Like bosses like Crota are up close in your face bosses, but like for bosses that are far, like Samuna or like Oryx, like we want something more than just hammers. That's all we've had is just throwing hammers. Like, I don't want to throw throwing hammers at Oryx. I want to throw something one and done. Like, just and then quick right back to like linear. You know what I mean? We needed that. We needed that so bad. And that's why I said it should have been a Strand minigun.
Who creates these axes, coming up with visuals for that axe. It was an interesting challenge. How do we want to root this in Destiny? We took a lot of inspiration from Titan's shield.
Yeah, exactly. You get 3 axes. So that's going to be a total of 6 throws, 63,000 impact, the 80,000 explosion, and then plus that 50 and whatever else that was with the second throw.
I think the axe throw, when that first one went off and exploded on him, I think that was like an impact explosion. Like the axe is done.
Yeah, the impact was 663. The explosion was 80, which is wild.
So that means the axe was probably already expended at that point. Because I didn't see no axe on the ground.
Remember they said in the first showcase that when the axes land, they explode, but then they still get. They're just having fun with the Void Fantasy, and he also picked it up again, so it looks like so that's gonna do.
Yeah, I just didn't see an axe sitting next to the boss after that one.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry for everyone in the future. We're just trying to analyze this. Okay, there's those 2. There they are. There's that one.
There's the last one. The last one's going.
There's the second one. Okay, there's the last one.
Twilight Arsenal
explosion
is a one-off super.
There it is. It's right in his feet. See it?
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's hard to see. I think it went behind the boss.
It's hard to see.
But I know that when you throw it at a boss, because they did it to what's the boss from Ghost of the Deep? Ektar. Fucking Ektar. Oh. That goddamn bullet sponge. When he threw it at Ektar, all 3 went next to him. So let me do the math here.
It is like
63,000 is plus 88,000.
A one-off super
plus that 55 and 53, or that was 52, something like that. It's 50. So that's 100,000 with the second throw, and 60 plus 80 with the initial throw. Damn, you can do that 3 times. I'm not going to do the math because I'm not good at math. I don't care to, but you get the idea.
Also creates these axes, coming up with visuals for that axe. It was an interesting challenge. How do we want to root this in Destiny? We took a lot of inspiration from Titan's shield. What would it feel like if the axe was the shield broken up? And when you look at it side by side, you can definitely see that connection between the 2.
I noticed that. Yeah, I did notice that. The design. I thought that was intentional. It clearly is.
Storm's Edge, we wanted to call back to Arcblade in Destiny 1. Throwing the dagger and zipping over there, blowing up stuff. How long do you have in the super? Initially, you had a long time. You had
24 seconds. We did not earn any friends in those playtests.
No, people were pretty mad. But we toned it down, and now you only have 12 seconds, and it's a lot more reasonable.
We found a problem where when you grapple and then you cast
around 600k. God damn, I think that's higher than Thunder Crash with Curious. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I fall to the floor, right? Whereas if I'm in midair and I blink dagger, I should be held in midair, right? And it sucks.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I want to fix it.
It's the things like the camera shake, the way the rumble spikes and then falls back off. We need all of our abilities to feel awesome.
We want to make it so that the controller melts away. You stop thinking about, what do I have to do?
I love that twirl aspect. I'm going to be using that a lot. I know a lot of people aren't impressed with the new armor exotics, but I think they look like fun. The Warlock one's okay, but the other 2 look like a lot of fun. Like, I'm just going to have fun using that, you know, just like as a hunter, just zoop, spinning and then just seeing like a bunch of like exploding little arc grenades shoot out of it. I'm looking forward to
it. And instead you just inhabit your character and you don't have to think about it. The game just plays.
The great thing about Prismatic was every playtest we did, the feedback got better and better. We have gone back and forth on what starter builds that players will get in Mission 1.
Okay, we're going to start the Titans with Stringer's Lash, their Strand Aspect, and Knockout.
What is that, Nova? I don't know that by heart.
Stringer's Lash is the that aspect for Strand Titans where you cast a barricade and there's
the suspending barricade.
Suspend thingy.
Okay. All 3 axes together is like 700k. Jesus Christ. Now add in some debuffs in the enemy and you get a lot of, oh my fucking god, that's going to be really good.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good on like Crota when people go raid in Crota. I'm guessing the witness. Sure. Yeah, I'm hoping the raid has. So I noticed the pattern here with raid bosses. So there's like 3 different types of bosses in general. There's the up close in your face boss that you just like shotgun right in their forehead. That's Crota and Atrax. There's the mid distance boss like Tanix in Deepstone Crypt, or like I'm
thinking about War Priest. When it comes to this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's mid distance. So that's something you use something like Whisper for. That's what you use rockets for. Caretaker is mid distance. You're not in his face, but he's right there, right in front of you. That's usually
you have to be in a certain spot though. Don't even damage him.
Yeah, and then we also have the other one that's not used very often, but is the usually airborne floating far away boss. That's usually always the snipers, divinity, Linear's rocket boss. So Oryx, what's
the daughters?
Heffend. Yeah, the daughters is a good example. What else do we have? I would say nothing in Deepstone Crypt. Sanctified Mind. Yeah, I'd say kind of the Sanctified Mind is long distance. So I'm thinking. Yes, definitely. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Samuna is the perfect example. Samuna and Heffend are both airborne long distance. So I'm really hoping, personally, the Witness has 3 boss fights at least in the 4 encounters, because it's probably going to be 4. They'll have some big balls if they do 6 encounters again, like with Last Wish. That would be insane if they did that. But yeah, I'm thinking the Witness raid, I'm hoping it has 3 boss encounters of the Witness, like 3 different forms. I'm hoping one is in your face, like Crota. I'm hoping the other is mid-distance, and I'm hoping the other is like in the air, floating. I don't really care which of the 3 is the last one. It could probably be in the air, but like, you know what I mean? That would be awesome. I want to fight the Witness in all 3 playstyles. I want to fight because I noticed that with my loadouts and the stuff I use, you know, like when I've done the dungeon with you and when I've done it with all of us, that Samuna is a fucking pain in the ass. You can't use stuff like Glacial Quake on Samuna. You can't use stuff like, you know, like the grounded supers on Samuna, but you can on Crota though. You can do that to Crota. So it's like, I noticed the grounded bosses, you can use anything you want on them, especially up close stuff like swords. But airborne bosses are the hardest ones because they're limited. You have to use linears, snipers, rockets, stuff that doesn't really have drop off. And it's super wise too. You can't use every super on Samuna. You have to use only like specific ones. Like you can shoot a tether, you can like throw stuff, you can, you know, but you can't really use like Glacial Quake. You can't really use, you know, I don't know what else is there. Like the threaded hunter super, you can't really use that on Samuna. So I'm hoping the Witness does that. I'm hoping the Witness raid has that. I was so excited. Oh my god.
One of the notes we got is players just weren't understanding how those 2 things comboed in a loop. Well, we're going to drop Dringer's Lash, and instead we're going to put in Diamond Lance. Now, any ability kill is making your Diamond Lance. Your knockout punch, hey, that makes a Diamond Lance. You throw your Diamond Lance at the floor, everything's frozen, now you can punch stuff again and get amplified with knockout. Once we made that switch, all of a sudden it clicked in players' heads. This loop becomes a lot more clear, and players were much more satisfied with their starter loadouts.
At the end of the day,
Ooh.
I want to see it. I want to see a.
You know what I like?
What?
All right. So if you roll back just a little bit, you can see all the buffs on the left side.
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'm really looking forward to separating them like that. Finally,
there's actually more space for that.
Yep, finally. So we're gonna. It looks like we're gonna have buffs on the on this side. So I'm mirrored on my laptop monitor.
Buffs and cooldowns.
Buffs here.
Like,
Buffs and cooldowns here, and probably like debuffs here, where I'm pointing in the stream. God, this is
you're about 10 seconds off there.
Whatever.
You throw your Diamond Lance at the floor, everything's frozen, now you can punch stuff again and get amplified with knock.
Yeah, it says Radiant there, Diamond Lance cooldown, knockout.
Yeah. Once we made that switch,
no debuffs
all of a sudden it clicked in players' heads. This loop.
This is what Joe was talking about all those months back when he said that the final shape is getting a really good UI change. This is what he was talking about. I knew what he meant by that too, because I always hated it having all the buffs and debuffs in the same corner. It always pisses me off. Like I want it to be separate. There's real estate there. It's free real estate. There's real estate right here where my camera is for buffs and debuffs to go. So yes, separate them please, and make it where the buffs are like a golden or like the light colors, and make the debuffs like red. Make them look ugly. So
actually, no, there is a whole article that they had made about that. Like a few weeks back, maybe a month back, and I'm just losing track of time.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, probably in one of their.
They had a whole spiel about that, so we'll look at that probably.
I'm so excited right now. I'm still nerding out over Kvovstov. That ricochet was insane. Mm-hmm. That thing is going to be wild, especially if it's unlimited ammo. Oh my god! I heard rumors that they're thinking. No, I remember they said it. They mentioned it in a TWAB. I'm not calling it Twid. Shut up. They mentioned it in a TWAB a while back that right after Lightfall that it was right after Crota's End. They're contemplating putting ammo limitations on auto rifles because of stuff like Necrochasm, Necrotic, or Osteostriga, stuff like that. Quicksilver, these very powerful auto primaries. They're considering putting ammo limits on auto. So I'm curious what they're going to do with that.
Becomes a lot more clear, and players were much more satisfied with their starter loadouts.
You know what I want to see? I want to throw a Diamond Lance on the ground and have a bunch of Threadlings pop out.
Yeah,
I want to throw a Diamond Lance at an enemy, and I want it to start devouring.
Diamond Lance Slam actually does the work now. Balances.
Yeah, I don't really like Diamond Lance. I only like it with Cadmus Ridge. So now I'm going to like Diamond Lances a lot more. God, I love Prismatic. There's so much potential with Prismatic. There's so much cooking you can do.
At the end of the day, the chaos is the point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you aren't surprised and delighted in a way that you didn't expect,
yeah.
Hey, at least you're upfront about it.
Fucking based. Oh my god, I thought Helldivers was the only team that's based like that. You guys are fucking based. I hope they don't get in trouble for that.
No, they bleeped it. It's fine.
I don't know. I feel like they might have a sensitivity meeting in one of the rooms with the DEI manager or some bullshit like that. That was fucking based. You guys have no idea how much I love it when developers just say, fuck you. It's our game. We're making it cool. I love that shit. It's got to be in good taste, though. That was in good taste. That wasn't in bad taste. That was in good taste. The Dread.
This strike is probably one of the coolest strikes that we've ever released.
I started my Destiny journey playing strikes.
Oh, these two
I really
are new.
wanted
I haven't
to
seen them
push
before.
the expectations of what a strike could potentially be. This strike, it's sort of a memory out of the Witness's history of its race and what its buildings may have looked like in the past. A lot of the inspiration comes from...
If it wasn't the Pale Heart, I actually thought the destination, before it was revealed, I thought it was going to be the Witness's homeworld. I thought that's where it went in the portal. So what I originally theorized myself was the Witness didn't go inside the Traveler because the portal was on it, not in it, So I thought maybe the Witness carved a portal on the Traveler and created this dimensional thing to access both light and darkness, and then it goes back to its homeworld. That's where I thought we were going for the destination. But I was surprised in the initial showcase to see, we actually are going inside, everyone thought we would. Even though the portal is on the outside of the Traveler, we're going inside anyways. I thought that's really interesting.
30s pulp novels, adventure flicks, uncovering ancient hidden cities that have not seen a living soul.
Bro has my hair.
Looks like you.
Yeah, he does. He looks exactly like that. I like this strike. This looks nice.
Imagine you're in a narrow hallway. You need to escape it. Lava is descending. obstacles coming out of the walls. You made this
Holy
slide towards
crap, that's so cool. That's such a cool concept. Oh my god.
Clearly, it's not just a concept.
That's fucking brilliant. And that's
closing
terrifying.
door, and you're dead.
Indiana Jones.
The
I
door
love
just closed right in front of your face, so...
That happens a lot.
Indiana Jones
I
and
have
Destiny.
7
Let's fucking go.
Gilded Conqueror titles. I want this strike to be the hardest strike we ever made. I want people to scream and cry over this strike.
Oh no.
And just
Oh, did you see that UI?
scream and cry over this strike.
That's new. I don't know if maybe that's like an alpha build or something. Like, see that right there? That's interesting. Fireteam chat toggle. That looks like that's for controller. I wouldn't know. I'm on PC. Look at the Taken Guardian. Oh, that's them holding the Riven relic, Noah. You know, like the one that you use like in the Taken activities where you pick up the eye of Riven and like shoot it. That's what that was. But the fucking lava descending was so damn cool. I loved that. Like psyops aren't making people scream and cry when they're GMs. Oh my god, talk about it. Jesus, I love the battlegrounds being in the strike playlist. I love that. Having them as grandmasters is a living nightmare. I hate that.
And just say, how do I complete this strike on Grandmaster difficulty? And I'll be like, yes.
7 Gilded Conqueror.
That's kind of one of the fun parts about making a strike. There's so much freedom and creativity to do wild things, and then testing that. It's just a lot of fun, that back and forth.
So I'm guessing this is the Tormentor of the Ahamkara strike that people noticed in the prismatic gameplay demonstration. The boss is fucking called Tormentor of the Ahamkara. That's such a cool ass name. Like, what Ahamkara is he tormenting? Like, that's so cool. Is it all of them? Plural?
We have a very tight relationship with Test as designers, and I couldn't do anything I do gameplay-wise without Test there at my side. But as soon as I can get fresh eyes on it, I think that's where it really comes in.
This reminds me
We ran a lot of play tests, and every time I would invite people, I'm like, this is final play test. But
imagine all they do is spawn overload champions in each room. No. God, no. We need to nerf the overloads. They're god-awful.
It's never final. We just can't stop.
It's really not just one department creating something special. When you see all those things combined in the iteration and the back and forth, and when you get to this end result where it just feels like it couldn't be any other way, we hit on something amazing here.
As I said before, it depends on the final product. The final product will be the final deciding factor in everything, because Lightfall looked very promising from the marketing. Very. They were making it look like the Witch Queen. And I still revisit it sometimes and I go, damn, this was really deceptive. Like, this was really deceptive to the actual product. So, we'll see. Strand was a success. Everything else was not so much. The raid looked beautiful. New Muna, not so much. I don't really like that destination. It's just kind of mediocre to me. I'm just saying, it depends on the final product. We'll see. I'm excited regardless because I have so much to be excited about. So it's like, I thought it would only ricochet like a few times, like 4 or 5. I wasn't expecting it to just, and that's every 7 bullet, mind you. That's a lot. Like, you hold down that trigger, that's going to happen rapidly, over and over and over and over. It's going to be like deterministic chaos on steroids. Deterministic chaos is a lot of fun. It's not like a meta exotic, but it's fun. It's fun because of just watching and waiting for its eventual, you know, void boomy go boom. But this is going to be a kinetic version and probably unlimited ammo. So it's just going to be hold it down, reload, hold it down, reload, hold it down. It's just nonstop ricochets everywhere. I want to know how that works on bosses. Nova, what do you think it's going to do? Do you think it's going to ricochet off the walls or something back onto the boss?
I don't know. I don't know how the ricochet is going to behave. It's not like your normal like ricochet rounds perk.
Yeah.
So maybe it can ricochet off the wall once or twice and hit the boss a couple times. I don't know.
You know what I just realized? They haven't showed... Aren't they bringing back Red Death? Why haven't they showed Red Death anywhere? I thought they mentioned that. Did they change their mind or something? Or is it like being saved for like a later date? Like, where's Red Death? I haven't seen any trailers on it. I haven't seen it in any ViDoc, nothing. This is weird.
It may be a surprise.
Maybe. Could be the raid weapon, I guess. You know, I'm really hoping the raid... I thought about this recently and I said, you know what? Cade wielding a Hawkmoon. Crow wielding a Hawkmoon. Cade wielding an Ace of Spades. Hand cannons are the most iconic Destiny weapon because, like, every other weapon is in other video games, but hand cannons are like the definitive Destiny gun. I think it should be a hand cannon. We have a shitload of hand cannons in Destiny already, but it's been a long time since we've had a dungeon or raid give us an exotic hand cannon. So I think it would be fitting to turn the Witness into a hand cannon. It would be thematically fitting. It would be thematic. It'd be funny. It'd be funny. Like, I was thinking about it. I thought, okay.
You want to turn an entire race into a hand cannon?
Yeah, I wanted a heavy trace rifle. I left that vague on Cry of the Gardener on purpose. People kept asking in the comments, what would the loot be like? And I was like, that's up to you. You go. That's you guys. I made the story. I made the raid. You make the weapons. And so people cooked. People came up with their own ideas. They like a sword with wings on it that does light stuff. And I was like, hey, cooking. I love it. I had the idea for like a trace rifle that both heals and damages at the same time. And then we got the Navigator and I was like, oh, damn it. They already did it. That was my idea. It was like this arc trace rifle that also shoots out like solar beams that track towards your allies when you get like kills or do tick damage with it. So you would just like lay it on a boss in like a well, and it would also heal your allies at the same time. That was the idea I had. It was a cool concept. It was basically, yeah. But now that I'm really thinking about it, and after that Crow and Cade 1v1 that they did, I'm like, yeah, hand cannons are the definitive Destiny weapon. They're the most iconic gun in Destiny. Destiny is known for hand cannons, so I think it would be fitting for the raid exotic to be a hand cannon, personally. I don't really care if it's a primary, secondary, or heavy. In fact, it would be kind of funny to have a heavy hand cannon. That would be really cool, actually. Just like a big-ass slug. Reloads super slow. Boom. Let's imagine a heavy hand cannon. Boom. I think Ariana's Vow was like the closest we got to a heavy hand cannon, right? I'm surprised there wasn't. I'm surprised that's not a heavy.
Oh, Ariana's Vow? Yeah.
That's the secondary, though. But just as a mention, a heavy hand cannon. Let me think. What do we not have? We don't have a Strand or Stasis exotic hand cannon. Fuck it. No. Why not both? Yeah, why not both? Do both.